guys, we're back here with Big Simon Drake for the big one. How are you doing, Simon?
I'm alright, mate.
Good 2 weeks since last time we saw you.
Yeah, can't say I've really done loads differently. But obviously we'll look at that in a bit. But yeah, good, mate. Hopefully you'll see a bit of progress from last time. Well, since last time I think we were 20 stone 3, 20 stone 4. I'm just dipped under the 20 stone mark now, so I'm 20 stone 11 this morning. So what will that be? £6, £7 maybe? Yeah. In a couple of weeks. So it's coming off pretty well. It's coming off pretty quick, to be fair. We had a quick check-in Monday. Obviously we'll do it again tonight, so everybody can see. And Dave will, I'm sure, give his honest opinions as always. So normally I'd follow my process that you saw last time, but just for something a bit different, Dave's going to take me through a workout. He'll prescribe the exercises and I'll just follow and see what happens.
Tonight with him, we're going to try and get Simon to use his back quite a bit now, because we just need to try and get a bit of thickness, bring it to the centre of his back a bit. So we're just going to show him a couple of different things where he's going to use his back, because other than that, he's a bit overpowering with his arms, and he can tend to use his arms a little bit when he gets tired. But we're just going to try and get this shoulder work.
By concentrating that power in the back to keep the muscle.
That's it. We're going to try and get him to use all the centre of his back now and learn to pull with his back a bit. Yeah.
What sort of weight?
Is this round one? Yeah, okay, so what we'll do, we'll put another 20 onto this. Okay, I've altered the thing here now as well. And so we're going to see if we can get a good bit of stretch on this now. Okay, so just make sure you lead right in with that. That's it, so you're pulling it out to your left. Okay, so now all we're going to do is just take these in a bit and try and use the lat a bit tonight. On your next set, we'll show you how to get a bit more stretch on your lat as well. You should feel that much more now at the centre.
Yeah. Interesting. Really a bit heavier on this, mate.
Yeah. We've got a few different angles. Have you done a set, did you say?
Underarm.
Right, okay. Centre of your palm of your hand, just take it to knuckle.
Yeah.
Okay, so do a
So
set.
it's almost like an out grip.
That's it, do a set at that. Okay, same as what we've done with these, just let it stretch up on your back and keep those elbows, if we can, square to wall.
So keep them down.
No, keep them going back straight. So that's it, really, that's it. Right away, keep pulling in. Push it back. Pull it in.
I feel different now, Simon. Holding
Yeah,
it
it does.
Are you feeling it right in the centre? Is it?
Yeah, I think Dave's spot on. Obviously, I'm very arm dominant, so unless I do what he's telling me, which is moving my elbows apart, it's pretty much my biceps that take over. So, yeah, definitely different.
On this one now, what we're going to do, the arm that you're going to use, you put your lead leg to the arm you're going to use, so that's going to stop you coming across, so you're going to get that extra pull on your lat now.
The lead leg forward.
So if you're using this arm now,
yeah,
that leg's forward there. the stretches more now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, again. That's it. Really bring it in a stretch. Let it go right down the point. That's it. See him using his lat right from the bottom of it now as he's pulling across. That's it. Really let it bleed into it. That's it. That's loads better. That's going to bring him nice little V shape to that.
You want to do rows?
We will do.
What do we do instead?
Yeah, we do these 3 first.
Yeah, I work a full-time job. Work in retail as well, so you've got to put shall we say, a front on a lot of the time. Yeah, I wouldn't say I was bursting with energy, but I would certainly not, in any shape or form, do I feel particularly low or lackluster. I feel okay. I think the only thing really that's taken a little bit of a hit is my stamina when I'm training.
Right.
But other than that, I genuinely feel, I don't really feel like I'm dieting. I shouldn't really say that because Dave's close.
You can see where it's getting it now, and just when you get to the point where it's getting a bit tired, where you don't want his arms to take over, you can see him then having to use it. That little bit of pull there. This one's now, Simon. We're on this straight grip here, this way.
Yeah.
Again, that's going to widen this stretch a bit now as well. Stretch it right up. That's getting a lot more width from back now. Yeah. Come on. How many is that?
6.
5. Okay, on this next round, it'll be 4th round, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, on the 4th round, what we're going to do, we're going to take some off to make sure you get your sets out. Wait up a bit on that, so we should try and get it. Are you feeling it a bit different on this now?
Yeah.
With this one, we're going to get him to his rep range on this, and then we're just going to drop it up. He's going to continue a bit and get a bit of reps out now. Hopefully, if we have to correct his form, he'll be told about it, so he keeps his form proper, because we've got to use that back. We're not training anything else tonight.
It is what it is. You know, you do it that many times over the years that it almost becomes a second nature. You just have a switch that you switch on, and you just learn how to cope with it, I suppose.
You're having some therapy massage with John Ramsey?
At Stuart Cosgrove's place up at Bolton Way. I think it's, for me, I have a couple of niggling injuries that sort of that twinge all year round really. Bicep tendon particularly for me is a problematic area, and as you get closer and closer to the show and your body fat gets lower, your water retention gets lower, potentially these little things can get worse.
Are you more susceptible to injury, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, definitely. Certainly if you've got an existing injury, there's a good chance it's going to get worse as you as you start to push harder and the calories start to come down and all those things, your body dries out, naturally there's less lubrication. So for me it's just as important as getting your food right, your supplementation right, your training right, is to look after your joints and your body.
Good.
Whew. Shit. And I see John every 4 weeks, and I'm booked in to see him every 4 weeks right the way through the prep, just to make sure that if there is any niggling little things that we can get on top of it and keep on top of it before it becomes a problem. Because ultimately it could stop you in your tracks if something tears or something pops. That's it, it's all over, isn't it? So
This now will probably be getting your forearms a little bit as well, Simon. Yeah, thought it would do.
that was what was going there really.
Yeah.
Even with the wraps on, the grip was going.
Yeah, you know, that's a lot of people's problems. It's usually the forearm goes a bit because they're not used to using that part of the back to such extreme. You know, and it plays a big part then.
It does, and to be honest, I don't feel like my biceps at all. Normally you get a pump on the bicep doing that, and I don't really feel it in the bicep, but definitely in the forearm here.
Yeah. That's it. Where we've got this on now, and if you have a look at the weight on the set, you know, he would have played with that all day long. There's nothing on it. But it's just that little bit of correct form makes a big difference.
So we're dropping this to the right rep range.
You're going to get what you can out of this range now to get your maximum load out, and then we'll drop it. Do it on the thigh grip. The end, yeah?
Same again.
Yeah, we'll take that thigh grip there so it gets you a nice stretch on that. And what we're going to need with Simon this time, we're really going to need him to show a good bit of width on his back. Both when he turns round, spins, if he's doing it from the side or whatever, we want people to see that he's got a taper from his flipping top of his shorts. Don't want lats halfway up the body. They start from your backside. Yeah, locked in. Let's go. We've got nowhere to go now. Let it stretch up and use it. Come on. That's it. Well, let's get a couple out of these. Come on. Here we go.
Enough.
Yeah. Okay, now this, in theory, won't feel any lighter.
Nope.
Come on. Here we go.
Put it down, side, yes. Come on.
Come on, you've got to do it. Okay, this has got to be strict form. So get these, no excuse. Get it right to the bottom. Use that scapula. Come on, pull with it. In we go. Get them elbows pointed to that wall. That's better. That's it. Come on. Come on. Let's go with them. Good man.
That's with no carbs.
Gotta go with it. Come on. Again. One. Let's go.
1, 2.
Exercises took care of.
Okay, first round side, 3 exercises, 3 different machines. How did that feel? Intense?
Yeah, tough.
Change of form?
Completely different, man. Again, not something I ever do that many exercises back to back. Not pun intended.
Those 3 exercises, is that a typical sort of starting off for a back exercise?
Yeah, that's, I mean, I still do that now,
Yeah.
that sort of thing now, but yeah, when I was competing, that would have been continuous like that all the way through. You know, keeps the quality of the muscle there.
Yeah.
You know,
You find some pictures or videos of Dave when he was on stage. Probably from the back, he was the best out there, weren't you?
Yeah, sure we'll be able to find some on YouTube or...
yeah, there'll be some kicking about somewhere, I'm sure, but yeah, really keep that on your back, you know, and it just nice and steady way, gains the thickness, the quality. Yeah, you can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. You do a type of T-bar, Simon. Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to show you a T-bar. A couple of different ways we'll look at it for you. One we might find comfy for you where you can get down and do it, okay? So we'll set these machines up now and we'll crack on with the next round.
Close to hell, will fall to the ground. Bury our thoughts 6 feet under the ground.
What we're trying to do with Simon now is we're trying to get Simon now where the development in his muscle is now coming through. We want the development of his muscle to be showing through now within this next good week or 2, and it looks like that's happening anyway. You know, so when he gets out there on stage, it'll look like he's got quality muscle. You know, you don't want. That's it. And all we've done is repoint it, if you will, yeah. And it's showing quality, hard gained quality muscle, and them's the ones that bring you to the top. I'm much shorter, obviously, in the leg. Somebody has to be. So I go to the top, body weight back. You might be finding it easier, Sam, at the front, leaning right back. So we're going to make sure that we get the body weight right back, so we get the drag on the lats.
We'll start with this, yeah?
Yeah. So wherever that is, we'll just get his positioning with this. So I see it's correct. Right, so where we are with this, Sam, if you can dip your legs a bit more. Okay, so the dip your legs, drop your backside, your body weight right back now. That's it. Now come into it. Work a little bit now. Send the back of your back. Yeah. The waist now. Bend right forward into that. Come up now. From there. That's it. That's it. And really bring your head up so you're straight. That's better. That's it. So you're working right in here now. Stretch. Yeah.
Right.
What I'm going to do first, as first grip on this one is nice and close. I'm just going to make sure when we're coming in that we bring in the elbows nice and close in. See, we could have a tendency on this. That's it. So that's it. Now when you're there, Simon, at that point, let it stretch up on your lat. That's it. Now use your first part of your lat to bring it down. That's it. That's better. That's it. That's it. Much better.
It's probably not far off that.
Put on there, and I'll just dig around for a couple more weights on this one, and we'll get him doing a bit of work for a change.
Okay.
taking it off the forearm a little bit now to where the other machines was hitting in. As I was walking through there, you could actually see his back working through his t-shirt. Much better there. We might have found a little bit of a formula for him in this next few weeks. four sets on each of this, and that should take me. His back then should be, with or without carbs, it should be fairly pumped.
What side?
All right. When we get to this stage, we don't, as you can see, we don't need a lot of weight. You know, it's the performance of it. It's how we're handling the weight. It'll be, you know, he won't be able to gain any muscle or weight now with him dieting. You know, so what we've got to try and do now, we've got to feed and make sure everything that he's got on him now built is fed. You know, so we don't lose any of what we've got. You know, and at the moment in time, things is going well with it. But as I say, you can see we don't need to use a lot of weight, you know, and we're struggling a little bit. Slightly different angle now on the pull.
Just making it stretch further, is that?
Yeah, it'll just, all this will do now, it will make him use the centre of his back more, and it'll show the width out more, so he'll have to use more of his outer lat.
Oh yeah.
Let's go.
Sweat on.
Well, I'd be fairly cross if we didn't have at this stage. You know, I'd think I wasn't doing my job to my fullest.
I don't know where the fucking water's coming from because they're not in there. Hey?
What's your mate? Your mum's watching.
Sauce mum.
Alright then, so what we're going to do, we're going to take this in and strip it, yeah? We're going to take a plate off, so we want a few reps out of this. Okay, get the position correct. Get that anchor down. And let's get using your back. That's it. Let it stretch the floor. Down we go. That's it. Come on. Right, come on. Keep it going. Come on.
Push, come on, push!
Get that body weight back. Use it. When we drop in the weight, don't lose the form. Hey, Andy's in on the film. Get in there, son. drop it. Okay, this next section, I want you to bring the weight up towards your chest a bit more. That's it. That's it. Come on. Different angle again. Come on. Let's go. Same up to the chest. Move forward. Use it. Take it into the stack. That's it. Come on. Doing all right tonight. He's doing all right. At least he's got more than one machine as we had last time. Actually got to throw a few this time. Last one, and we'll drop these off. Point at the top. That's it. We'll get that grip in, and then elbows nice and high, and we should feel.
Going even wider on this grip now.
Yeah, we're going to go even wider on this grip now. We're going to drop the weight same. So he's going to feel all the different sort of pull on his back now. Right, use your back. Come on. That's it. Come on. That's it. Keep him high. Come on. Keep going. Come on. I want at least 2 more. Come on. Another at least. Come on. Use your back. Come on. We've got a few reps out of this. Come on, use it. Come on. Come on. Come on. 2 more. At least 2 more. Come on. 1 more. Come on. He's taking it on board, as I say, it's drop sets as we've been going down. As you can see, it's only playful weight. But there was, it had him towards the end, he was struggling.
Fucking awesome. Just right across the whole back. Everything feels like it's full. It's always been my weak point, hasn't it, really? And as Dave said, as we said at the start, it's because I'm so bicep dominant, irrespective of what I do, because I probably don't do that variety of angles that we've just done there. Probably only 50% of the work, really, if I'm lucky, that's actually hitting the back, innit? The biceps are taking all the load, where pretty much every angle that Dave had me doing there, virtually no bicep involvement. Obviously there's a little bit, can't help it, but very little bicep involvement. So it was interesting.
As I said, Sam, it was interesting. It was interesting and good to see him work a bit tonight. All right, we didn't have to pull him up with too much. It's just different angles for him. Different ways of doing things. One's not right, one's not wrong. But it's shown tonight that he's actually used his back a bit tonight, and he's worked hard on it tonight. Okay, the weight's not great, but it doesn't have to be.
No, it doesn't. We're not doing a weightlifting contest, are we? No. As Dave has always said to me over the years, when you're on stage, nobody knows how much weight you can lift. Nobody knows how you weigh, how much you weigh. Nobody knows how much weight you can lift. Nobody knows how hard you've trained. All they can see is the results of it, and you don't always need stupid weights. Albeit, I've said before, I do like training heavy, and I do think there's a place for it, but that's, for me, actually probably better for back, because it means I've actually recruited more fibres than probably lugging 2 or 3 times that type of weight around.
Well, what that does, when you cycle 3 different machines like that, your back or your routine never gets used to doing one certain routine. If you do a certain routine time after time after time, your back and your muscles know exactly what you're doing, so it becomes easy for you, and the weight becomes easy. So when you like that now, and you're supersetting or tri-setting things, you're tearing your back down or breaking your back down in so many different ways, it cannot get used to what it's doing. So that's usually why the weight or the weight load plummets, but you're still using the areas that you've not used for a while.
For various different types of stimulus, so load bearing, constant tensions, and then really high work, which again has its place. But what Dave said there is that there's no let up. At no point does your back get a rest. It's not getting a chance to recover. And when one part's trying to recover, there's another angle that's being hit. So it's blood volume, isn't it? You're constantly getting blood pumping through.
Yeah, it's blood volume all the time, and also that your weight or your back has to call on another part of its back that it hasn't used. You know, so it all gets dragged into place. You know, and it just thinks, flipping out, what's going on here? I better start and do a bit here.
I'd say probably also as well as for most people there'll be a particular area or a particular angle where you're stronger than others, and doing that you probably tired your strongest area out, so that when you're trying to hit a different area it's not taking over because it's already tired, and it gives every different fibre a chance to get hit proper, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Okay, so we had a look at Simon after the weekend. He told me he'd dropped some weight, so I said we'll get training, we'll have a look, and we'll be able to see if we've dropped weight or not. Much tighter than he was when you was last here filming.
That was 2 weeks to the date.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks, yeah. It's a lot different now, and to be quite honest, since the start of the diet I upped his food and I haven't changed it yet.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not putting my fucking shirt on.
Yeah. Yeah. That's in now from Monday.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a distinct difference from 2 weeks ago, mate.
Them triceps are actually further in now.
There's got details coming through that.
Now then, let's have a look at this we've just worked. At this moment in time, there's plenty of width on that. Plenty. Yes. That is a big difference. Big difference. Yeah. And you're still looking full. Yeah. That's it. Yes, yeah, that's looking nice and full now. Just do me a little favour, Simon. When you're going to do your tricep, spin your arm onto your tricep. Okay. Go forward with that. So I want to have a look at your delt. That's it. That's it. That's coming across now. The rear delts now splitting. They're coming now. That's a split. Let's have a look at this side. Yeah. The leg. Now. Yeah. Midsection's in from Monday.
So difference within a couple of days, David, as well.
Yes, to be quite honest with you there, we had a look at him on Monday. I was happy with it on Monday, but we have, by the looks of this now, we have tightened up a little bit. We've dropped fluid, and that now from Monday. Things is looking as we go. Me like that, so I'm just putting that right up for me like that. Let me have a look at the ball with that bicep. That's it. Yeah. Yes, we're going to have to be a little careful here. What have we got? 8 weeks, is it?
Yeah.
Got 8 weeks to go. Yes. What are you thinking to this, Simon?
Yeah, I still look reasonably full, don't I?
Yeah.
I know I've just trained, so obviously quite pumped, but I think chest nice and full in it from training that last night, shoulders and arms, everything's full.
Yeah. There's a lot more detail showing in your back now, you know.
Yeah?
Yeah. The ab section now is coming. The ab section is coming now, and it's sort of flattening out.
Yeah.
We've got very little obliques showing, so that means that the waist is going to look like a wasp come show day.
That's what I want, isn't it?
Yeah, we're not going to have any obliques coming across. There you go. So that's going to look nice and flat from the side. So when you turn to the side, things like that, you know, as you turn that way and also turn that way, now you can see now here where his lat's now going to start, right from the bottom there. This will come in more now. Yeah. So it'll look like his lats start from the top of his shorts, where we've never had that before.
No.
Happy boy?
Oh, good mate, not quite there, is it? But not freaking, not far, miles off.
Do you feel like you're where you want to be?
I'll put it this way. I'm nearly 20 stone still. I don't think there'll be many people that heavy.
Not in condition like this, no. You know, as Simon said, yeah, we've got a little bit to do, but we don't have a lot to do. His main object now will be to try and keep this fullness.
Yeah.
That'll be the tough one. You know, if we can keep this shape and this fullness.
Does that mean a midweek cheat meal, Dave?
No.
Fuck.
No. You know what I'm. You know
It was
what
a
I'm
stupid
like.
question, wasn't it? Fuck, you know.
You know what
But
I'm
you gotta
like.
try.
I don't do cheat meals. At this moment in time, we upped your food on the first week, didn't we?
Yes, we've got three
So we've got
chicken meals.
and we've added
Two
a fish.
fish.
We've added a fish meal in. So we've barely changed anything at all. His calories hasn't dropped. He's still up on his calories.
What's the calorie intake, Si?
About 3,500 roughly. Well, it's predominantly all protein.
Yeah.
About 100 gram of fats,
Yes. Yeah.
140 carb, 500 protein, something like that.
You know, and at this moment in time, it's doing its job. So as training's doing its job, as food doing its job, Simon's listening, so he's doing his job, and I don't have a very big job to do at the moment.
Apart from getting the sweat on, changing those weights
I know.
over, right,
I know. I'm not used to that. I'm not used to
Fucking
that
it's the
at
hardest
all.
you've worked in
It
years.
is. I'm not happy about that. I'll have to have a sit down now. I do it. It's automatic to me. You know, so as I say, Simon's experienced it beforehand a bit.
Where did you pick that up from, those changes?
Well,
Is that something you developed yourself? Or
No,
something you learned?
to be very honest with you, I learnt most of my stuff from a very good friend of mine. Unfortunately, God rest his soul, he's now died. A man called Bill Hemsworth.
Oh yeah.
A very well-known
Yeah.
man at his time.
Yeah.
That's where I learnt majority of mine, and then, as I say, my top competing days was all learnt by the good man himself, Gary Lister. I'm very good friends with Gary, you know, and I have a lot of time for that man, and he learnt me an awful lot, you know. So I
It
say,
gets passed around, doesn't it? And having that circle of friends from that golden era, you know, and
It's all-
passing
yeah.
that knowledge on to these guys.
it's all groundwork,
Does
isn't
it mean a lot for you to be able to do that?
It does, you know, because
Because you're
as,
passionate about the sport.
Oh, of course. I mean, at this moment now, I don't compete anymore, so it leaves you at a little bit of a loose end, where you've no goals, you know, and you feel a bit down, if you will, you know, because you've done it for like 40 odd years, me, left you with nowhere to go. So for now, it just gives you that bit of interest back, you know, to see people. Coming on and competing. We don't ask much from them. We just ask them, you know, when they're up there, if you know, if they say the gym or whatever, that'll do us. You know.
So there's no chance of a comeback anytime soon, then, Dave?
I doubt that.
I can see you and Bridgie on stage in a couple of years, you know.
Well, you never know with that one with myself and John. As I say, I've known John many years. I've competed all over the world with him. I've had many a good laugh with him. And I could probably give him another good run for his money. You know, and tell John from me, he never actually beat me either.
Controversy.